Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. Hi, everybody.
No shoes today.
Only one gift a week. Hi, everybody. Hello. My people. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the show. Am I even? There we go. Hi. Thank you. Look at these folks. Fixing my back and my head. Hi. My earpiece. Thank you. Have a seat. Welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to always look over here and see that person right there. Say hi to Kendall, everybody. Hello, Kendall. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I feel good today.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't have shoes for you today.
I know.
Only one gift a week. Yeah, maybe next week I'll get you, I don't know, a bracelet or
shoes.
something. More shoes, that's right. But we do have a gift for somebody. By the way, welcome to the show. Yesterday, our buddy Shannon, I want to say thank you to Miss Shannon for filling in on the audience. She helped with the audience yesterday. The person that does our audience, the person that helps with our audience is a beloved member of our team. She's been my friend for over, I think, almost close to 15 years. And today is a very special day for Erin Schwaberini. It is Erin's birthday today. That's right, there she is right there. The Schwaberini. Now, Erin, stay right there. Guess what? We have all of your ex-boyfriends. Come on out, everybody. There's all five of them. That's right. No, actually, Evan, floor director Evan, come on out. We have a birthday cake for you. There you go. There we go. Happy birthday, sweetie. It's a bundt cake. That's right. It's fancy. I want you to wear that flower before the show's over. Put that on. Yeah, there we go. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Happy birthday. I love nobody does it. Let me tell you, Miss Shannon's great. She's a great comedian. I love her. We appreciate her. But I'm just going to compliment. I always like to start stuff with compliments. Nobody is better than Erin Schwab. No one handles there's nobody better. Yeah. Right?
Nope.
Ain't nobody better.
True. Nobody.
Hey, before we get to the hot dish, I also want to say thank you to Jana Shortle from Care 11, which is a weird thing to say. You know, in this world of TV, you don't often hear people from one station talk about people from another station, which if you know me, you know that I think that's ridiculous because you all know that we know each other. Jana approached me. I posted something on Father's Day about my dad. If you also know anything about me, you know that I was not close to my dad at all, and we didn't have the best relationship. And on Father's Day, I posted a picture of my dad and me, one of the rare photos that we actually have together, and I wrote on the photo that I love you, I miss you, and I forgive you because my dad passed away in 2003 at the age of 49. And I've recently come to a place of rather forgiveness and empathy for my father. Jana reached out to me and asked if she could interview me. And it's weird, you know, Care 11 wanting to interview someone on our station. And I want to say thanks to Jana. I want to say thanks to my bosses, Mimi and Sheila and Kelly, for allowing me. You know, the station let me do it, and I appreciate it. And Care let Jana do it. I appreciate that. We did the story yesterday, telling my father's story and my story. And I want to say to Jana, thank you. You handled it with love and grace. You handled my father's story with love and grace, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So thank you very much, Jana, very much. Yeah, very nice. And just to bring it back to humor real quick, as I do, I was, I'm on TV every day, so you would think this wouldn't be a big deal. I'm at a bar yesterday for girls' night, and it was around 6:30 when it was going to be on, and the bartender, I'll just call him Smitty, I was like, Smitty, can you turn on the TV? And as I'm getting ready, and he shuts down the bar, like he shuts everyone up. It's bone quiet, and he turns the volume up, and I'm thinking to myself, what have I done? Because this story is very personal and a little embarrassing, and here it is, everyone's, at this bar, listening to my very personal story, eating their popcorn and drinking their Bud Light, and I'm like, what have I done? But everybody was very kind, so thank you very much. Anyway, okay, let's get started, everybody. it's time for the hot dish. Here we go. So, Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston have a new movie out on Netflix, and it seems all of you have watched it. I'll tell you why. You won't believe how popular it is. Before we tell you, just in case you missed it, here's a little bit. It's called Murder Mystery.
I don't want to give it away. It was the butler. The butler did it.
Yes. Leave my books alone, okay? Just let me read.
Timber.
What brings you across the pond?
It's my honeymoon.
Where's your husband?
Dead. Asleep. Dave's dead. Asleep.
Sir, if you don't return to your seat, I'm gonna have to call
Cops.
Hey, hi, honey. We've actually been married for 15 years, but we just have been very, 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 very busy. It's watching.
Yeah. You're doing it extra hard tonight.
Charles is inviting us to spend the weekend with him on a yacht.
Crashing the party with civilians.
You're an actress, right?
Grace Ballard.
I am Nick Spitz. This is my wife, Allison. I can't believe...
Audrey. I'm
I
Audrey.
said Audrey.
Audrey. The movie. Okay. You're thinking, Jace, why are we talking about this? This is why. Apparently, that movie had the biggest opening weekend ever for a Netflix movie. Ever. 30 million accounts watch this movie. The audience is laughing at that. Yeah. Obviously, dude in the second row, not a fan. Netflix is notorious for not releasing specific watch numbers, ratings, unless they're really, 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 really good. Like you didn't hear anything about Wine Country. That's one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Exnay on the Einway. Yeah. But this huge. All the Adam Sandler movies.
Did you just say Einway?
I did it pig Latin. I did it wrong. Yeah, I
the
don't know.
pig Latin thingy?
Einway.
Yeah.
Forget it. Why am I trying pig Latin anyway? It's
It's
a very long night. A very long night, a girls' night. Anyway, did you like Adam Sandler?
I love Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's just got like all those movies. Oh my goodness, he's hilarious all the time. You don't
Not all
feel
the time.
that way.
I like Big Daddy era Adam Sandler. You know,
Right.
I like SNL era Sandler. Big Daddy, thank you,
Waterboy,
guy in the second row.
Billy
I love him.
Madison.
He's like my co-host today. The Waterboy, yeah, absolutely. I love that. But right after that, his more modern movies, I don't like. They're not as funny. But this one, everyone said, Lexus on the radio show said it's good. Like
Yeah?
she was shocked how good it was. I'm gonna watch this.
Can I be honest? I had never even heard of it until it was in the thing today, and I was like, oh, it looks pretty good.
Oh, well, that's what the show's for.
Yeah.
There we go.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. I love them both.
I
I
do
mean,
too.
and Jennifer Aniston
She
looks
looks-
like she's like 23.
I know. I love Jennifer Aniston. Next in the dish, James Corden, love him too, is hosting his show from London all week. Last night, he welcomed Lily James. She's from Downton Abbey, right, Jeff? Yeah, and Millie.
And Cinderella.
And Cinderella? Mm-hmm. Sure. And Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. And they talked about superstitions. Look at this.
Are you superstitious? Did you find yourself doing superstitious type things?
Well, occasionally I have this thing where if there are plug switches on in a room, I have to turn them all off. So I have to like walk out of a room and not look in case I see a plug switch, and I have to like do lots of things before I walk out. But not all the
do you
time.
not have any of these type things in your life? Because I'm a joke. I have loads.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I have to step
You
off
make me
steps
feel
with the
better.
left
The
foot.
The only thing that my brother and I share in common is the volume just has to be on an even number.
That's all.
No, just, like on the TV, if it's like 43, just up to 44.
Just up to 44.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, just round it off. Come on, guys. Let's just stay even.
But do you have a thing? Because I have a thing that if I don't step off the step with the left foot, then everyone dies.
Wow. Do you have any superstitions like that? Because some of it's like a little OCD-ish, but I mean,
Right.
I think there's a difference, but
Right. I mean, I knock on wood. I pretty religiously will knock on wood if I don't want to jinx something.
Yeah.
You know? But that's it, though. Do you?
yeah, like I would freak out if I broke a mirror, and that's from my
Okay.
mom. Yeah, thanks, Dar. Because my mother is superstitious, like superstitious. Yeah.
right.
Like if there's she won't even go into a room with a black cat. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Oh no,
next
she thinks they're
level.
all demons. I mean, they're all possessed.
Well.
No. Oh my God, no! Please, cat people, don't email me, please. No. No, stop it! No.
Hey, just to,
So, Mr. Matheson, you're hating on cats again. I'm never watching you again. I'm gonna go watch The View. Yeah.
Bye. Sorry.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Here's one of my tells. Can I tell you one of my tells?
Mm-hmm.
This is how passive aggressive. Hashtag know thyself. I know I can be passive aggressive. If I ever write you an email and I sign it, have a lovely weekend. I don't like you. I literally, that's it. It means I'm being it means I'm being passive aggressive. Like, have a love. It's like in the South when you say, bless her heart.
Yeah.
Have I written an email to you, Jeff? I guess I wrote that email to my executive producer one day, yeah. Have a lovely
Know thy
day.
audience,
Yeah.
I guess.
Speaking of Millie Bobby Brown, the third season of Stranger Things drops in 2 weeks, and we have a big announcement. I've been teasing this for a little while. One of the stars of the show, the sheriff, David Harbour, will be live in our studio on Monday. He will be out. He will be our first guest. He will be our first guest in a special week of shows because remember, next week we're moving our entire family to TCO in Egan, the Vikings headquarters. So we're going to have a blast, and David's going to be there. We're so excited. Mm-hmm. Again, tickets are all sold out. I'm very sorry. Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be right back. Coming up, if you love daytime TV like I do, and you probably do if you're watching our show, you are going to love a new documentary on Netflix. It's all about the perfect bid on The Price is Right and the man behind it. Drama? Come on down. Then our matchmaking expert is back. Dating in the digital age can be like swimming in shark-infested waters, but it doesn't have to be. We have a survival kit. And he's the guy behind a huge new summer music festival. He's also a morning radio legend. And my buddy, Chris Hawkey from K-Fan, is back. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
Yeah, that microbus, my dad bought it second-hand or used.
It's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, and the owner of that, he lived on a steep hill, and we went for a test drive, and we loved it, and then my dad parked it, he got out, and my brothers got out, or I was the first out, and I released the emergency brake as I used it as a railing, and then the car began to go away, and... My dad, to this day, he said it's the fastest he's ever run. And he did a full Superman dive across the seats. And he said I was lying down on the passenger seat and had to put myself upright and pull the emergency brake. And all of us flew forward and fell on top of him. And we're like, this is the greatest car. And you got to buy this, Dad.
It's like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Welcome back. Joel McHale on Kimmel last night. More hot dish. Speaking of Joel McHale, he is the host of the recently rebooted game show Card Sharks. It premiered last week on ABC along with another classic game show, Press Your Luck. No whammies. Stop.
2 more spins you have to take.
Okay, let's go. No whammies. And stop.
Elizabeth Banks hosts the reboot of the show. Peter Tamarkin was the original host. I loved it. And now it's part of the new game show block with Card Sharks and Match Game hosted by Alec Baldwin. I think this is such a smart idea for ABC because, these shows are cheap to produce, even with the prizes. And all 3 of them are great hosts in their own right. I will tell you, out of the 3, I hate saying this, I didn't love Card Sharks as much as I thought I would. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a little more convoluted. It's just something's weird about it. Okay. Press Your Luck, though, is so fun. It is. Now, you were born literally, I think the year.
I'm like, what happens when whammy? What whammy?
What's a whammy?
It's a whammy.
So you saw the board there, okay?
Well, I know no whammies.
Yeah. So the board, it flashes. You have to answer questions. And then you get spins. Then you go to the big board. And then you're going like this. Then you're like this, and it's like, and the thing flies around, and it can either land on money or a trip to Hong Kong or a camper, you know. But if you stop it and it hits a whammy, the whammy takes everything away from you.
Like zero? Like you get nothing.
Like Zorro. Zero. Did you say zero? Yeah, you get nothing. I'm like,
yeah, like Zorro. He just comes in and he takes everything away from you.
No, yeah, and you can only get 4 whammies and it's done. Yeah.
Okay.
This has been great. Fox is launching a new primetime game show this week. Dax Shepard hosts Spin the Wheel, which premieres tomorrow night on Fox. Players answer trivia questions with a chance to spin a giant wheel full of cash. Hey, I like that. Look at that wheel. Oh, Pat Sajak is mad, girl. Look at that wheel, yeah. Staying on the topic of game shows, you're gonna love this. A new documentary, newish to Netflix, is all about a guy who outsmarted The Price is Right. And it's called The Perfect Bid. Look at this.
So one week I got into like watching Price is Right from like 1973. The same refrigerator freezer was on 4 different episodes that I watched, and it was $789 all 4 times. I'm like, well, see, there it is. There's proof. So that kind of inspired me to start tracking prices or keeping records, if you will.
Yeah, look at this. So, look at these spreadsheets, everybody. So that's Ted. Back in the 70s, dudes started memorizing the prices of the products featured on The Price is Right. He was realizing that they were using the same things, the same items up for bid. And that led him helping another contestant place a perfect bid in the Showcase Showdown, which this was in 2008, which became a big controversy. So he didn't cheat. He had a computer program that he would put in like every variation, like if it was a Pontiac Trans Am. I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean? My mom had one. He would have, the Pontiac Trans Am with automatic windows is $22,500. And he would have all of these spreadsheets. So he went to the show, and there's footage of him screaming the prices, and he's exactly right. And people in contestants' row started listening to him and being like, "Thanks, girl," and getting on stage. Then he became a contestant during the Bob Barker era, did well until he got to the wheel, and then he didn't get a good thing. Now, look, let me give you a warning. I like a nicely made documentary. This looks like Aaron Schwab shot it on her iPhone, but don't let that. No, I wasn't. She's not I didn't offend her. She's not a filmmaker. I'm just saying. It's not the most well-shot documentary, but don't let that fool you. Don't let that fool you. It's really good. It's called The Perfect Bid. It's available on Netflix. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, I think that guy needs a new hobby, because that's just like that's a lot of time to write spreadsheets and look up prices.
Yeah. Well,
what?
I hope people.
Why would you? I mean,
I hope there's someone
that
that watches our show with such diligence. Yeah, seriously.
Can you track my outfits so I know which ones I've worn? And
Exactly, do that, yeah. Still ahead, everybody, we're talking dating in the digital age. But next, we're checking in with Dax Holt and the latest on the Justin Bieber-Tom Cruise fight. We'll be right back, everybody. Back after this. The fight that won't happen. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Our half-hour hot dish continues with our Insider to the Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Dax Holt from Hollywood Pipeline. Hi, Dax.
Hello, good morning. God, I love just the energy in your audience. It's so fun to hear.
They're the best. They're the best. So, first up, buddy, it's the breakup heard round the world. Bradley Cooper splitting with his longtime girlfriend, and you guys spotted her out in New York City, looking pretty happy.
Oh, and great, by the way.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So, obviously this breakup was a huge deal. Both of them have been kind of moving on in their separate ways. We've been getting lots of videos and photos of Bradley. Him looks like hiring a new nanny to help out with his fathering duties. Her just keeping busy as crazy. I mean, we've seen her in Iceland. We've seen her in Florence, Italy at a big fashion show, but recently got her out walking through the streets of New York, spending a lot of time with their daughter, Leah. And actually, there were some really cute photos that we put up on the website of her and her daughter in matching Burberry outfits, and it is so adorable. They went to the playground out there, and they look so cute. But like I said, Irina looks amazing right now. I don't know if it's some like post-breakup hotness or what's going on, but she looks great just strolling through the streets of New York.
Did you just say post-breakup hotness?
That's a thing, Jason. That is a thing. People break up, and then they turn it up.
Well, okay. Next up, what's the latest? I can't believe I have to ask this. What's the latest on the Bieber-Tom Cruise feud?
Well, I love that there's actually, like, that would actually be a thing, you know? Justin throwing it out there that he wants to fight Tom Cruise in the octagon. Well, Justin cleared it all up. He stopped, talked to some photographers, said, look, I was just tweeting something random. I do that sometimes. He goes, if I was ever actually in the ring with Tom Cruise, he would whoop me. And he says, not only that, Tom Cruise has dad strength.
Yeah.
That, hey, and that's a thing, right? I mean, I may not have it, but there is such a thing as dad strength.
Yes. He was the last samurai I mean, the dude knows how to fight.
Not only that, Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts.
Yes.
I mean, he hangs off the side of buildings and airplanes. He's kind of a badass.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I wouldn't put it past.
Finally, he is too. You caught Channing Tatum in costume on the set of his new film. What movie is it?
So this is his new film called Free Guy. He is filming it in Boston right now. Ryan Reynolds is also in this movie. I was reading up a little bit about it, and it's apparently about a bank teller who realizes that he is in a video game. So Ryan Reynolds is the bank teller, and Channing is in this. And in the shots, he's walking around with some kind of cool costume where he looks like maybe he's got a parachute on his back. So I don't know if he's about to jump off out of an airplane or off a building or something. But it definitely sounds interesting. If you've got Channing and you've got Ryan Reynolds in a movie, I'm in.
Yeah. Hey, Dax. I've always wanted to ask someone that has one of these. Does anybody ever sit in that window seat?
You know, I've sat over there. My kids like to sit in it and like
Really?
look out the window.
Go, Dax, go. Dax, will you go over and sit in that? I want to see what people look like. Go over there and sit. Yeah. Okay, I just want to see. Oh, very nice. Hey, Dax. Dax,
Yep.
You know why I asked you to do that? I wanted to see if you were wearing pants. Dax Holt, everybody from Hollywood Pipeline. I'll see you soon. Follow Dax on social media, Dax Holt, and you can also follow Hollywood Pipeline. His site's great because sometimes he doesn't wear pants, and you know, we want ratings. Still ahead, we're talking dating in this new digital world with professional matchmaker April Davis, and then I love this guy, Chris Hawkey's in the house, talking about Twin Cities Summer Jam, which is a month away. A month away. It's so big. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Dating has changed quite a bit in the last 5 years, with much of it happening online. But in the digital age, what are the do's and don'ts before, during, and after the relationship? Because there are things you do not want to do after the relationship. Here to help us sort it all out, our good friend, professional matchmaker, April Davis, everybody, from Luma Luxury Matchmaking. Welcome back.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's talk about before you actually meet the person. How long should you message before meeting, like phone, Skype, whatever?
Yeah. Well, if people are on an app, messaging back and forth, you know, it can be time consuming, and you have a lot of people that you're trying to have a lot of conversations with, so you don't want to do too much there. So I always tell people just go back and forth a little bit and then switch over to, you can do FaceTime or Skype or even a phone call. I really like FaceTime or Skype or even Google Hangouts, because that way you can actually see the person and make sure that they look like their photos.
Yeah. That is a good safety, because that way it'll prevent the surprise when they arrive at Red Lobster and they're like, you do not look like your profile.
Right. So it's just a good time-saving measure.
How about research? Should you Google your date?
Well, I think it's important to trust, but also do your homework, right? And you don't want to do too much before you actually meet the person, because you'll start creating this fantasy of who they are, and then when you meet them, you'll realize that, yeah, it's totally different than what you thought, because you don't know. You can't tell from
Trust
profiles.
but verify.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, keep an open mind. I mean, I know what you mean by, but what do you mean in terms of a date?
Well, it's kind of the same thing, is that you don't know this person, you've read their profile, and you've made up this idea, this fantasy of who they are, really, and you just have to look and focus on the positives of the person and what you like about them, and just be open to new experiences and people having a different perspective than you.
Let's talk about during the date now. We're now there. We're during the date. Do you share anything on social media like, hey, I'm on a date? Do you do any of that?
You know, I would definitely keep it off of social media. I get so embarrassed for some of these people that I've seen on Facebook and stuff, because it's like every flavor of the week, flavor of the month, you know, they have a different boyfriend or girlfriend.
You don't know there are people out there that do that. Audience sounds like...
And you don't want to be that person.
Yes, you do not. Yes. Audience like, I've never met anybody like that. Okay, so let's stick with social media, but now let's move after the date. Should you become, this is a good question, should you become social media friends with them right after the date? Like, you had a good date on a Tuesday, the audience is like, no. Do you friend them immediately?
You know, I wouldn't suggest that. Again, you want to keep your boundaries, and you're just getting to know the person. I think that may come in time when you are truly friends.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say it doesn't work. It's an utter disaster. It's the Hindenburg. You know what I mean? It just goes down. How do you end it? How do you not ghost?
Well, if you've just been on a few dates with someone, I think it's really the right thing to do is to you can tell them, or just send a nice text message just saying, you know what, I really enjoyed getting to know you, but I don't want to mislead you or waste your time. I think you can agree that it's just probably not a good match. And I like the part about saying I think you can agree, because it gives them the opportunity to save face. It's not like you're saying you're dumping them, over text.
And I think it's all right over text if you don't want to see him again. You don't want to meet to be like, this will be the last time we ever see each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that can be very awkward.
Yeah.
And you never know, they may be able to introduce you to somebody too.
That's right. Yeah. So don't ghost. Producer Ted. Anyway, he's listening. Okay. And should you unfollow them? Like, if you did become social media friends, do you unfollow them?
Well, if you're in a relationship with somebody and then you break up, then I would say, yeah, you should go your separate ways and create some distance. And you want to, if say you didn't want the breakup, you definitely want to, you don't want to see them every day. You don't want to see what they're up to. You have to protect yourself and just go on with your life. Exactly.
You don't want to see them in your feed every day if you're the one that has a broken heart.
Right, exactly.
So when should you do it? I mean, should you, because I remember I broke up with somebody in the lobby of a hotel. And then, this audience is so sensitive.
There's no good place.
There's no good place.
There's no good place to do a breakup.
We were both meeting there, and it just seemed right. And I had to go to a charity event upstairs. Literally, I got up, I'm like, thanks. By the time I hit the elevator, I was like, unfriend, block, unfriend, block. I was done. By the audience! Anyway, when should you wait a little longer than I did, or what? I
mean, I think when it's still raw, maybe you could wait a little bit longer. But again, you just it depends on what happens.
Diplomatic.
It just depends what happens. Of course, every situation's unique.
Okay, let me. Or my final question. Let me put a positive spin on it so the audience won't throw things at me. Let's say it works. Okay, let's say producer Ted goes on a great date. Okay, and he's out with a girl named Gretchen. And he and Gretchen have a great time. They go on 3, 4, 5 dates. They decided to be exclusive, okay? When should they change that relationship status that everyone looks at? When should you change that? When should Ted change that?
I think it should be months into the relationship. When
really?
You know, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Absolutely. I see these people that every other month they have a new relationship with someone else, and it's just embarrassing. I think when you're ready.
That's not Ted, by the way. I'm just gonna say, yeah.
When you're really serious with somebody, and almost every other photo of you on social media is with the other person, then sure, you can put that you're in a relationship. Especially if you are committed and you want to protect that relationship. You want to deter anyone else from hitting on you or them.
Vulture circling,
Yeah, exactly.
April is answering your questions about dating when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Stay away. Oh, God. With professional matchmaker April Davis from Luma Luxury Matchmaking. On our Facebook page yesterday, we let you post dating and relationship questions for April, and let's answer some right now. First up, Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. She asked a common question. I can't figure out where all the single men are or hang out in the first place. Where are they? Any ideas, April?
Well, I would just suggest to Kimberly that she think about what she likes to do and what she wants to do with her man.
Yeah.
And if she is into, say, rock climbing or mountain climbing or something like that, she go to events and places where those kinds of guys are going to hang out. Meetup is a great website to find like-minded people that enjoy different
Meetup is what it's called?
Meetup.com.
Okay.
It's a activities group type website where all kinds of people can put whatever interest they have, and they can arrange a meetup where a bunch of people come together and meet up.
I like that because there's more than just bars to meet people.
Absolutely. So I always suggest, if you're into working out a lot and fitness, then that's a great place to meet people there. But the biggest key thing is when you're out and in those kinds of settings, you have to be friendly. You have to smile. You have to be open.
Yes. No,
you can't just expect him to be able to read your mind.
And you can't be a wallflower. You got to talk to people. You got to kind of step out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Absolutely.
Let's move to Debbie. Hello, Debbie. She asks, how does a 50-something woman find a good, honest family man that isn't looking for a 30-something girl? I'm old school and not looking for online help. That's a good...
And I would say it's kind of a similar advice to her as well. Think of what you like to do and then go out and find those people. But I hate to tell you this, but online is where a lot of people are. And
no matter the demographic or age.
All different ages. Otherwise, you have to resort to bars, or I also like church, going to wherever you, in your environment where you are naturally, maybe try mixing it up and try different places. So different fitness centers, different churches, different whatever.
Yeah, and I know, Debbie, you don't want to do online, but I believe there's a whole there's a dating website for folks over 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, specific. I just saw a commercial. It's like the Tender Years or something. I don't know what it's called.
Our time.
What is it?
Ourtime.com.
Ourtime.com. Nicole asks, if a person takes hours to text you back but conveniently calls you when they want, should you stop dating them?
I think this depends on where your relationship is at.
Yeah.
So when you first start seeing somebody, you're both going different speeds.
Yeah.
Some people are going 100 miles an hour, they're ready for a relationship yesterday, and they want to find that person yesterday. And then there's others that are casually dating a couple of people, they're filling it out, they're maybe just getting back into the whole dating field. And so when it takes a bit in order for both of you to go to the same kind of cruise control speed. And then you just have to be understanding of that. But also, if somebody isn't prioritizing you as much as you are, then you have to probably cut it off and go your separate ways.
Exactly. Finally, Jana asks this. Any tips on how to drop the hint that you don't like the person you met online anymore?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of what we talked about earlier, in that I don't think that you should just drop a hint. I think it's important to be honest and polite to people and just let them know this is where things are at and how you feel, and you don't want to waste their time. You want to be respectful of them and not lead them on, and then of course give them the opportunity to save face and say, I think you can tell that this probably isn't really going anywhere.
Excuse my drill, by the way. Is Aaron building something back there? I'm sorry, April.
It's a place for people that are over 50 to meet.
Yeah, back there, that's right, yeah.
Just come over here.
April Davis from Luma Luxury Matchmaking, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This old house up in here. For more information, head to lumasearch.com. Lumasearch.com. Still ahead, Pitbull, Tim McGraw, and Aerosmith are coming to the Metro next month, and the man responsible for it all, Chris Hawkey from K-Fan, will join us with a preview of the Twin Cities Summer Jam when we return. That was so... We have had it. Welcome back. Look who's here. We are 1 month away. We are 1 month away from a brand new music festival in the Twin Cities featuring Pitbull, Aerosmith, Rascal Flatts, Tim McGraw, all in the same festival. And tickets are for the 3-day event at Canterbury Park are still available. Here to talk about the Twin Cities Summer Jam is one of its founders. Give it up for Chris Hawkey, everybody. Hi, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm excited. As you said, we're a month out. This is great.
Is that now? I'm big on logos. Is that your logo?
Yeah,
that is a quality logo
Thank
right
you
there.
very much.
I love that.
We got some special things going on involving this hat that we'll tell you about first, but it's all coming up, man. Yeah, again, we talked about it a couple of times. You've been nice enough to have me on your show a couple of times. I can't believe we are a month out, so I brought you some gifts.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's right. Not only did I bring you a whole party bag for Summer Jam, but brought you tickets to see Aerosmith as well.
Oh, well,
yes,
thank
that's
you.
right. Absolutely.
My goodness. And this is a party in a bag. Let me tell you, I love that.
Yeah, we got some vodka, we got some bubbles, we got.
You could have stopped at vodka. How's it? As Chris said, Chris is here right with the announcement, and I asked you back then. I said, "Is it more work than you thought?" So let me re-ask that question. Is it more work than you thought?
It's been way more work, yeah. But you know, we've got a great staff. That's the thing. You know, when we first started, we didn't know what we didn't know.
Yeah.
We're building this thing from the scratch. We're the little festival that could. Obviously, the infrastructure at Canterbury Park is there. We booked some great bands. We're super excited about that. But we've hired the staff. We've got the right people in place. Now it's cruise control. We're just selling tickets and getting people into Canterbury Park, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, because for people, if you don't know, if you don't listen to Chris on K-Fan, or you don't know, the origin was when I listed all the performers. Yeah. You realized there was a void in the market as far as music, as far as concert series.
Sure.
There wasn't one that had a mix of music. Am I right on that?
That's exactly right. Yeah, the multi-genre thing was the whole idea. I mean, nobody has just one kind of music on their phone or whatever they listen to their music on. So the idea was to put all those different genres together, and we've done that. You have Aerosmith, you have Tim McGraw and Pitbull on the same day. You know, it's so I'm excited to see Rascal Flatts and REO Speedwagon on the same stage.
Yeah.
And Soul Asylum in there as well. So,
it's going to be. We're looking at Rascal Flatts right now.
Oh, yeah.
How are you gonna? Now, are you? Let me ask you, because you're one of the founders. You're working. You're gonna be working.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to enjoy yourself, my friend, during the? Are you gonna be able to have a moment?
Yeah.
You promise? I want you to enjoy.
You mentioned that vodka thing, right?
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So I carry that with me. But yeah, and I'm excited. You know, first of all, being one of the founders.
Yeah.
I put myself on the lineup with Aerosmith, so that's pretty cool.
Did
so
you?
I'll be playing that day. So. Yeah, that's cool. That's right.
That's what you do when you're the founder.
That's right.
Yeah.
Only way I'm going to get to open for Aerosmith is to own the festival.
So you are opening for Aerosmith.
Actually, it goes me, Buck Cherry, then Aerosmith.
Hey,
that's pretty cool. I love those bands. Those are my bands.
Come on.
I love it. That's great. Yeah.
That has to feel, you're going to be on the same stage as Aerosmith. Have you wrapped your brain around that yet?
I'm still wrapping my head around the entire thing. And you know, the cool thing is, I mean, we're already working on 2020 as well. We've already booked one of the bands for 2020. And
go ahead and announce them right here.
I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
We're going to do that the day of the show. But
are they big?
Yeah. It keeps getting bigger, and so hopefully one
Country?
day we'll be a little bit of everything.
Okay.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
That's a good hint.
You'll hear. I'll say this: the artists we're working on right now, you will hear on multiple different radio stations. I'll say that. Absolutely, yes. And you know what? I'll tell you first. How about that?
Done.
Once we get that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too.
Well,
Good.
of course. And how's the radio show going?
It's going well, thank you. Yeah, it's good. You know, I can't believe people still listen. I mean, I have no idea. We go in and we just
I see your ratings. A lot of people
Thank
are
you very
listening
much.
to your
Thank
show.
you. No,
Yeah.
It's great. You know, as you well know, talk radio is the best because you just sit and talk to your friends, and hopefully you have some kind of chemistry, and we've figured that out, and so far so good.
And don't you like it too? And I think I've said this to you before. I think morning radio is a gift because you have the ability to start people's day out great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's really neat is now I travel all over the place with my band and do all kinds of things as well. And talking to people who've literally been listening to our show for 18 years of their life. And that's a giant piece of somebody's existence to be a part of somebody's life. That's a real honor. I don't think that's... You know.
Yeah. But doesn't it make you feel old too? I mean, when people...
Hey, you know what? What makes me feel old is the gray in
I know,
my beard. Give me some of that. That's right.
Chris and I, literally, we've grown up together in radio, so yeah. But when you do get kids that go, I listened to you when I was in 3rd grade, and they have gray hair. You know what I mean? And you're like,
it's the best. How about this one? My grandma loves your show. Do you ever get that? I get that all the time.
I am legally, actually, you know what's funny? I am legally changing my name to My Mom Loves Your Show.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Which
I love it. That's a huge compliment.
Absolutely.
I love it. There was a kid, not a kid, he's a young adult at Whole Foods in Minneapolis. His name is Evan. And every day he's like, My mom loves your show. And I'm like, thank you, Evan.
Anyway.
Yeah,
that's the greatest.
I love this. Oh, by the way, I was just told you have a surprise for our audience.
Yeah, well, I brought you Aerosmith tickets. I figured I'd bring everybody Aerosmith tickets. You're going to Aerosmith. You're going to Aerosmith.
And
you're going to Aerosmith. You're going to Aerosmith.
Look at that, everybody. That's my buddy. Give it up for Chris Hawkey, everybody. Twin City Summer Jam kicks off on July 18th at Canterbury Park in Shakopee. For tickets, head to tcsummerjam.com. The audience is like, really?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That was great. Chris Hawkey. Before we go, this was a crazy story. There is a new ride you might have heard at Universal that has folks at Universal Studios in Orlando that has folks look at this video, everybody. That has folks so excited they're waiting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to get on. It is called Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, and it's been so popular. Park goers at Universal have been waiting 10 hours. Now here's a POV. Here's a little point of view of the roller coaster itself. Lines are snaking throughout the theme park. Now, obviously, I've been there a lot. You know me, I'm a kid. If you've been there, let me tell you, I'll try to give you some perspective. The line goes from the ride through basically the middle of the entire park. It goes past Harry Potter Land into like where Dr. Seuss Land is. If you've been there, you're going, what? That's how far that line is stretching. Now, I got to tell you, y'all know I go to Disney a lot. The longest lines I've ever seen there are 5 hours for the Pandora ride. Universal is trying to correct this problem by doing virtual lines, and they're trying to get this program up and running because it's causing chaos at Universal Studios. Nuts. Would you wait 10 hours?
Oh, girl, I wouldn't wait an hour for a ride.
Yeah. Well,
like, what?
I know. Well, do you like scary movies? The sequel to the hit movie Annabelle comes out next week about that doll. It's called Annabelle Comes Home. And it features the creepy Annabelle doll, and it's the 7th installment of the ongoing Conjuring movie franchise. It opens Wednesday, June 26th. I gotta tell you, like The Exorcist, Satanic Dolls, scare me like to death. I don't. This. Did you see the original Conjuring?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hated every minute of it.
Yeah. And then, did you see the first Annabelle?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how I've seen all these like horrible movies.
Yeah.
They were all like with a boy.
Yeah. Well, did you go on a date with? Did you go on a date?
I'm sure, or like rented it for a date.
Yeah.
Ugh. I hate them all. I hate all those horror. Oh my God! I think I just swore. That was so bad. I'm sorry.
It's Kendall, everybody. Look at Kendall. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that is.
She said I get shoes one day, the next day I get Annabelle.
Oh, gosh. That was my favorite moment on our show ever. Oh, Kendall.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was priceless. Hey, guys, by the way, she's pretty, isn't she? Yeah. You sure? Anyway, we're off tomorrow again, everybody, for the U.S. women's soccer match in the World Cup, but we'll be back live. We'll be back live on Friday. Stephanie Hansen is here with her picks for the best canned cocktail of the summer. And again, thank you for your patience during these days that we're off and sticking with us. We appreciate it. That's going to do it for us, me and Annabelle. If you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, everybody. Have a great day.